We're going to be seeing the 10 most popular TikTokers around the world, well, at least to do with food and cuisine, that is. But hopefully I picked some of the best. Get ready and let's get started. First up, we have Max the Meat Guy. He is basically like Guga. He just cooks meat.
This steak has been curing in honey for 7 days, and we're gonna cook it.
He's going to be cooking a steak or marinating it in honey before. Oh my goodness. I know that Guga has done something similar to this. I never watched that video, but maybe we should check it out. And I've never tried this before. Now, a lot of people do say that you want to be careful with cooking honey because it can become toxic. This is what a lot of people say. Normally, we do use honey in the kitchen. We use it to like glaze and everything else, but we don't put it on an open flame on a steak.
Regardless of what we do with this, it's gonna be sweet, so seasoned heavily with salt and pepper on all sides. Then completely covered it in pure honey to age for 7 days.
Well, he used a lot of honey. This is not going to be a cheap recipe, I'll tell you that right now.
When the time was up, I wiped it off to reveal a stunning deep red color and marble.
I do have to admit, the marbling on the steak looks beautiful.
Hit it with more seasonings to smoke over applewood. After a sear, I honestly couldn't believe how perfect it was. It was reminiscent of Chinese takeout spare ribs or Korean short ribs. Not too sweet and shockingly good.
That steak looked delicious. Now, it did have a little bit of charring because this is normal when you put it on a barbecue. Steaks turn to char. This is the Maillard reaction where it starts to brown. This is not exactly the same process as caramelization, although we do use that term basically for everything in the kitchen. But when I get a barbecue, I may have to try this because it looked like the steak turned out really nice. The second TikToker is Future Canoe. He got famous on TikTok way before he did on YouTube. Nobody has ever seen his face. He just has a little NPC icon. That's it. So if anybody has a photo of him, or if you know the photo, share it. We need to find out what he looks like.
I no longer fry chicken in oil. Now I just cook it in water and it turns out delicious.
I no longer trust real people. Now I just listen to AI voiceovers and my food turns out decent.
So he's just going to be boiling chicken in this? Like, we don't even season the water or anything. We're just adding straight water to the pan. It's not even fully covering it, and we're like pan boiling the chicken. Okay.
Cover the pot and let it cook for about 2 minutes to start the process.
Cover the pot for 2 minutes to start this questionable process.
1 generous teaspoon of black pepper.
1 stingy teaspoon of black pepper.
1 teaspoon of salt.
1 teaspoon of salt.
2 teaspoons of paprika.
She sounded really excited about the paprika.
Let it cook so the chicken absorbs
Yeah,
all
she
the
did,
flavors well.
This isn't the proper way on doing it. Especially adding it by the teaspoon and then just adding it in clumps instead of evenly distributing all the spices.
There's not much flavor to absorb though.
3 finely chopped garlic cloves.
3 garlic cloves.
1 tablespoon of soy sauce.
1 tablespoon of soy sauce.
I'm going to add a bit of ketchup. This is optional.
Ketchup is never optional.
1 tablespoon of mustard.
Oh.
It's starting to smell like a bad hot dog.
They're adding yellow mustard to this as well. I mean, ketchup sometimes is used as also a cheat on getting like a little bit of a glaze. You can use it. It's red, it's tomato based, and it has a lot of sugar in it. This is the reason. But yellow mustard to this. Yellow mustard is horrible. Use Dijon, use something better. But what are they making?
Chop parsley to finish with freshness and color.
Parsley for freshness and color.
Look at the creaminess of this chicken.
Don't look at my chicken. After 10 more minutes of reducing, it's starting to look like a sauce. Looks much better than before. Let's give it a taste and rate it 1 through 10.
I don't know why, but sometimes Future Canoe's recipes turn out pretty good, but this one doesn't look nice.
I think we just made barbecue sauce in the most convoluted, weirdest way possible. And I can't really get past the slimy chicken skin. We need it deep fried. 3 out of 10. Alright, thank you.
Yeah, this recipe did look a little strange. I mean, if you fried the chicken and then added a nice simple sauce to it, a little bit of a spicy sauce, it would be a lot better. And if anyone's wondering, I do have a Korean fried chicken recipe on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. Next, we have Andy Cooks. Now, Andy started on TikTok, like many of these creators, before YouTube. He mostly does Asian cuisine though. He's from Australia, and Australia does have a lot of like Asian influence.
Let's make paella. You're going to start by toasting your saffron. If you don't have a paella pan, just use a shallow bottom fry pan.
Now, I know as an English speaker, I hear this a lot too. A lot of people say paella, which is not the way that you pronounce it. Here, they say paella, so it's like a Y instead of a double L. And let's see if he makes this with chorizo, because this tends to be very, very common outside of Spain.
Next, you're going to brown off your chorizo. Take them out of the pan and put them to one side. Time to start building the sofrito. So you're going to start with diced onion and you're going to cook that out. Then you're going to add the diced red pepper and cook that out. And then you're going to add the diced tomato and cook that out.
The sofrito, you don't want to add too much. The amount that Andy has in the pan is a lot. It will cook down, but the more that you add to the pan, the longer it will take to cook. Also, with the sofrito, you want to cut it basically mint size, small, because you don't want large chunks. You don't want these pieces to be bigger than the grains of rice. And as far as the chorizo, this is not a recipe to make for Spanish viewers, okay? It's just better that you don't try it. You can ask Jamie what happened when he did that. Not fun.
Honestly, like, I was in Canada at the time. I was talking to the president and we were doing whole things about great things of childhood obesity strategies in Canada because our one fell to pieces. And then, like, as I went out the BA lounge, I went, "Oh, you're in the paper today." I went, "Brilliant, good, solid work." And she went, "Yeah, chorizo, Spanish don't like you." Whatever I did that month was overtaken by the chorizo.
Make sure your temperature comes back up in your pan before you add the next ingredient. And finally, the garlic. Now add your smoked paprika and saffron, your chicken thighs, and let that cook out for a minute.
He's adding chorizo, rabbit, the sofrito, the rice. I wonder if he's going to be adding seafood to this as well. It's going to be a paella mixta.
Slice your chorizo and get that back in the pot. And then comes the paella rice. This is 600 grams and this will comfortably feed 8 to 10 people.
The paella pan that Andy is using is only for about 3 to 4 people. It's not a big paella pan. You can get some of them up to about 80 centimeters, the very, very big ones. If you want to be using this for like more people, you need a bigger pan. Personally, I would use half of this recipe because this is just way too much.
About 1.7 litres of chicken stock, and you let this cook out for about 10 minutes before adding your seafood. I've got prawns and mussels going in mine tonight. You're going to cook this out the rest of the way. You're looking at about 10 to 15 minutes till it looks like it's almost dried up. Add your peas in the last few minutes, and there you go. One delicious paella for the whole family to enjoy.
When making a paella, it shouldn't be thick. It should be thin. The thicker that you make it, the longer it will take for the rice to cook on top, because you can't move it like a risotto. That by the time that the rice on top is done, the rice on the bottom, especially if you're using another type of rice, not bomba or not another Spanish type, will be overcooked. Paella the day after is not the same as a paella made the day of. Now we're going to be seeing Vincent Lim. He is super popular on TikTok, especially after he started asking Gordon Ramsay to review his steak. So he finally got Gordon to do it. He reviewed his steak and he got super popular. He has his own restaurant, by the way, and he is like an expert with the wok.
I'm at my restaurant today. I'm gonna teach you how to make an Australian Chinese favorite. Honey chicken.
Ooh, honey chicken sounds delicious. Not that healthy though.
2 parts self-raising, 1 part corn flour. Soda water into the bowl. I'll give it a mix. Marinated chicken into the bowl. This part, you have to use your hand. We're using chicken breast. Oil, 1 at a time.
If you don't want to be touching the chicken, you can use gloves to do this so you don't get your hands dirty.
The chicken's frying on this side. We're gonna make the sauce. Add honey, 1 teaspoon of custard powder. We add water. Now we add the tiniest pinch of salt to the sauce. Chicken's ready. We're gonna strain it and put it straight into the sauce. Now we serve.
That honey chicken looked delicious, like super, super delicious, and pretty easy too, as long as you have a wok. Next we have Los Hermanos Torres, Javier and Sergio Torres. They're actually identical twins. They're extremely famous here in Spain, especially in Catalonia.
Está delicioso. Hostia, ¿qué se ha desmayado? Jordi, ¿estás bien? Mueve el pie.
The guy that they're collabing with is Jordi Roca. He is one of the Roca brothers that is part of the El Celle de Can Roca, one of the most famous restaurants in the world. It was actually rated the best restaurant in the world for a number of years, and it's located up here in Girona. So he is the pastry chef, Jordi.
Vamos a hacer una coca de recapta, en homenaje a Girona. Aquí el hojaldre. Tome rodillo para que le des a Javier.
Vamos a poner un poquito de grasa de jamón, la mitad de la masa para tapar.
Now keep in mind, all these guys are Michelin star chefs, and they're using a pre-made puff pastry to make their little coca. And coca is not what you may think it is. Here, coca is actually a bread that is quite popular during San Jordi or San Juan, and it's a type of pastry that can be a little sweet.
Un poquito de harina para que no se nos pegue.
Mucho mejor que mi hermano, pero mucho mejor, ¿eh?
¿Os picáis entre vosotros?
No, es que si no, ¿qué
¿Qué
es?
sería sin picarse?
Claro.
Ponemos un papel encima, una bandeja encima y ponemos las verduras. A saco.
Vais a ver qué receta tan fácil y tan buena. Le hemos llamado Coca Roca. Lo vamos a poner al horno 180.
¡A 180!
¿Cuánto tiempo?
50 minutos.
Ahí está.
180 is 180 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Y aquí tenemos las verduras, la coca. Mira, 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 mira. Huele súper bien.
Venga, vamos a ir pelando la verdura.
Vamos a recuperar también los jugos.
Ponemos el aceite de la ventresca para esta súper vinagreta, el aceite de la anchoa y el aceite de las sardinillas.
Yo voy a cortar en tiras.
All right, now what they're doing is a version of like escalivada. It's a little different. Escalivada is a very typical Catalan dish here. I have a recipe on my YouTube channel if you want to see it. It's basically a little bit of aubergine or eggplant, onions, and peppers that you roast in the oven. It's like a vegan dish, and then typically people add like goat cheese or anchovies to it, so you make it more of like a vegetarian dish or pescatarian. And keep in mind what they're doing by saving all the oils and by using all the juices from the peppers as well. This is very like Spanish cuisine.
Venga, las verduras habrá que alinearlas. Uf, vaya ventresca, Dios mío.
Productos de calidad, siempre.
Eso.
Exacto.
Normally when you buy ventresca de atún, it's very expensive. This is tuna belly. It's a quality type of tuna.
Está nutrida, o sea, es una... Es
Es la hostia, es la hostia.
como tiene que ser. Venga. Oye, ¿cómo mola? Ahora,
me
¿ves?
gusta.
Antes éramos los Torres, pues ahora no. Ahora ya somos los Jordi Rocas.
¡Qué guay! Mola un montón.
Venga, pues vamos a... ¡Vamos!
Voy a
¡Vamos!
contarla,
Me he
venga.
currado más que tú porque mira cómo
No,
voy.
lo que más ha currado ha sido que mira lo que está más manchado.
La
que
verdad es
nosotros.
que si la estás cortando tú.
Soy más guarro que vosotros.
Vale, gracias.
Madre mía.
Está delicioso.
Now, Spanish cuisine can sometimes look simple, and some of the recipes are very simple, but when you go to Michelin star restaurants here in Spain, they take it to another level. Now we're going to be seeing the golden balance. Ahmed is a young home cook that is in the black shirt gang with Nick Giovanni, Guga, Max the meat guy, and everybody else. They always do collabs together. Always.
Let me show you how to make some incredible honey barbecue chicken tenders. Ramadan recipes are gonna go crazy this year. I have no doubt you're gonna think these are the best tenders you'll ever have. You're gonna hit your tenders with a handful of flour. To season, I got salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, chili powder, paprika, and cayenne pepper. Generously seasoned.
For everybody that loves fried chicken down below, post a little chicken emoji or fried chicken emoji to let me know if you like it, because I love it.
You want to mix this all up and allow these tenders to essentially dry out. Now, I've showed you this before. To our flour, we're going to add in some cornstarch, give this a little baking powder, and then finish with the same seasonings we just used. Now, you want to transfer 1/3 of that mixture into another bowl. And you're going to crack in some type of club soda, anything that has some fizz. It should resemble a really thin pancake batter consistency. Drop the dry tender into the wet batter, then into the dry, one last time into the wet, and then just finish into the dry.
I normally do dry, egg, and then panko. He's doing flour, mixture, like a dredge, and back to the flour, which is still not the same as like a buttermilk recipe because he's using soda. So this is a little more like fish and chips. Yeah, a little like that.
Always remember that is wet, dry, wet, dry. To make our honey barbecue, we're going to need some ketchup, then sprinkle a healthy amount of brown sugar. Then we're going to need some apple cider vinegar and Worcestershire sauce. Just give this mixture a healthy amount of your favorite hot sauce. And last but not least, honey's going to get it nice and sweet like you.
This looks like a very sugary, spicy mix.
And just nubs of cold butter to make it nice and smooth. This is one of those sauces that'll make a flip-flop taste good. It's time to drop them into oil set at 350. After 5-6 minutes, allow them to rest. And then back in for 1 minute to get nice and golden like me. I dipped mine in some ranch. And as always, na bismillah.
Those chicken tenders looked delicious. Now my little suggestion to go with this recipe would be to add a little bit of coriander to it. You can either add coriander to the sauce, or you can actually chop up the coriander and add it to the flour mixture. You need to cut it up super fine. Next we have Anna Sophia Finn, which her last name sounds Irish. She doesn't sound Italian, although she speaks Italian and she does look a little more Italian than Irish. But in any case, she normally cooks a lot of Italian cuisine, but she cooks everything.
Sofia, devi uscire.
Che cosa vuoi fare?
Melanzane, andiamo.
Where is she today? This looks like Italy. That looks like a volcano in the background. Goodness, look at the size of this place. It's enormous.
Sale.
If you want to cut everything perfectly, I would suggest to use a mandolin. It's a lot more uniformal. Just watch your hands. Ah, she's frying. Okay. Okay.
Mozzarella.
She's making berenjena. They have a rational oven in their house. That oven, just to give you guys an idea, minimally, the cheapest one costs around $10,000 to $12,000. It's a combi oven. That's a professional piece of equipment right there. I would love to have that oven in my house.
Mami.
Well, that was an easy and delicious recipe, although a little laborious, no? Having to cut all the aubergine and then having to cook it and then, you know, layer it like a lasagna and the mozzarella. Still though, good recipes take a little bit of effort. Next we have QCP, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen on TikTok. Also, the other guy is Albert. He is one of the biggest TikTokers.
911. Help! What's your emergency? I need pasta! I found it! Salt, stop! It's already seasoned.
Seriously, they're doing this in the back of an ambulance. The guy on the right, I don't know his name. I haven't seen him that much.
I need vodka. I have an idea.
He wasn't using pure rubbing alcohol. Pure rubbing alcohol can be at like 96% alcohol, at least here in Spain, but at least 70%. That stuff will catch on fire.
Lunchtime! So, did you watch the game last night? Yeah.
That's pretty much their content. Now we have Chef Rush. He actually used to be the head chef for the White House many, many years ago. You can tell that this guy also lifts like a lot. He's big. Albert again. Ostrich eggs are enormous. You know, you can make a lot of omelets out of them.
Protein. Off. On. Off. On. Off. On. Green onions. Season your food. Stop. Be a man, damn it. Leave the seasons. Shut up. Cold pan, bacon, water.
Ah, they're making a breakfast burrito.
Protein!
I can only imagine the amount of work it takes to make that short in less than 20 seconds in real life. That may take hours. It's a lot of work to make this stuff. Next we have Bayashi, who normally does a lot of collabs with like a lot of other TikTokers and YouTubers. He mostly does ASMR, which is the type of like content where you don't say anything and it's just noises and sounds. Okay. All right. Oh, he's cleaning the shrimp. This is good. Oh, he's measuring it. All right. What's he going to be making? He's going to be chopping up some bread. He's going to be making breadcrumbs. All right. Oh, he's going to be paneing these. Okay. He's going to be frying some shrimp. Nice. All right. He's making a cheese cone. A little bit of white garlic, ginger, a little bit of garlic, ketchup. All right. Oh. That actually doesn't look bad. A little hard to eat, but oh boy, that's a big mouthful. Well, it doesn't look that healthy, but it does look tasty. Now comes the fun bit. Let me know down below who is your favorite TikToker. In the comments, type their name or their channel or whatever, and let me know at least, you know, like the top 3. We can do this again, but hopefully I picked a few good ones, and hopefully if you didn't know of any of these content creators, well, Maybe you do now, and hopefully you like their content as well. Let me know down below if you did enjoy this, guys, but if you did, be sure to give the video a like and a share, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to check out this next video coming up here, and I will see you again very soon. Until then, take care.
Que